Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time for the Week 11 recap of fantasy football. Harsh reality. Now, obviously, this week I am broadcasting live from a filthy hotel room in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I am marooned. This is day 5, I think, of a 10-day trip, basically a 9-day trip. So, but I am trying to keep it under wraps. I'm being a much better boy than I usually am, and I'm going to try and keep it that way. Well, I wasn't always that. Things got a little loose on Friday.
You can go harder than anyone I know of our age group.
That's not a good.
I don't know if it's not. I'm just saying that's a fact. I don't know.
I know the problem is I rebound so well. That's always it's like been a superpower of mine.
That is a superpower.
Most guys can't rebound, and I still do. I mean, it's not like it used to be. Sometimes now it'll take a whole day, but max one day. But still, it's a shit day. Whereas it used to be just like, give me a couple of hours, I'll be fine.
Yeah, now, puke and rally. The old puke and rally.
Sure.
The old puke and rally. Let's go. Give me some Listerine and let's go.
Or just I need a bump ski and I'm back ski.
Hey, I don't know who's listening, so I'll say, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, okay. Who's listening? No one's listening.
I don't know. Someone.
No one's listening. It's just it's us and Rob Heskin.
Screaming into a void. You know what? I think Bert's listening now too because he is better.
Oh, okay. Maybe he is. He might be listening.
I think he is.
Anyway. There are a few people. There's someone that came to my show in New York. I forgot his name. Lovely guy. And he's like, I used to be a big fan of yours on MMA Roasted. And then you left the show. And then I was looking for you and I found your football podcast. And I've been listening to that. He goes, and I think it's really funny. So that's nice.
Oh, it's great. Well,
so listen, let's just start with what is obviously the biggest news out of week 11, and that is Sheduer Time.
I was ready for you. I was ready for you.
For the Cleveland Browns. And look, you know what? Okay, he didn't look spectacular, but you know what he looked like? A competitor. He looked like he belonged out there. Okay? Yes. What's his name? Dillon Gabriel looked like a college kid trying to figure it out in the pros. Sheduer looked like he was ready to compete at this level, and it didn't all go his way. The chemistry wasn't there. The speed was fat. He
came in halfway through the game. It's so unfair to judge on that performance. But he wasn't prepared, and he still did fine. He was respectable. He did a lot better than I've seen a lot of other people in his position do.
He looked like he made look like he was having a good game, but he looked like he was a professional NFL level quarterback who belonged on that field. And I never felt that for Dillon Gabriel, even when they gave him 782 passing attempts in one game.
Well, that almost leads us right into Jacoby Brissett. I mean, my God, did you see how many passing attempts he had in that game? He broke the NFL
what did it wind up as?
Well, I think it was like 54 was the, but it was 47. It was broke a record. 47 receptions. He had 40 completions. 47 completions. And they still got there. He threw for almost 500 yards, 47 completions, and
they lost.
Still got their
22 to 41. They still got San Francisco still doubled their score.
Weird, wasn't that? It's so weird. San Francisco has no defense now that Bosa is gone.
Yeah,
like he really was pretty much the majority of their defense. Him and Fred Warner too. The two big names are out, and without them, their whole defense is garbage.
I mean, the guy threw 47, 57. What did you say? How many passes?
He threw, I think, 54. I could be wrong on that, but he had
54 passes for 156 yards. Not the guy. I don't know.
453 yards, 3 touchdowns, 47 receptions, almost doubled in score. It's fascinating. I played him over Baker, not that it matters in League of Record because I've just been terrible. But I'm still trying. I played him over. It was the right choice. I couldn't believe it.
Did you win?
No. You know what though? I played against Josh Allen, who had right? He had
56 points.
What the hell? Like, how did he do it? Who is Shavers? Let me ask a couple questions about that game. Some guy named Shavers got a touchdown.
Yeah.
And James Cook did not. Did he get one? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't. No.
Kept giving into all the other backup. It was such a strange situation.
Yeah. Ty Johnson had a shockingly good day.
Like, what happened to Ray? It's just weird. The whole thing is weird, but it's obviously working really well. I don't understand.
It works really well if you manage Josh Allen. And I got to tell you, he carried one of my teams, fully carried it on his shoulders to victory.
Yeah.
He carried his own team. He carried my team. He carried millions of teams to victory this past week. My team didn't have no real weapons. Without 56 points, I don't win.
Right.
I don't even sniff it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But that's why you draft him in the first round.
Right.
That's why
that's what I was going to say. I think I'm going to next year.
And that's what I'm saying. It's games like that you're like, right. And what you have to do is not lose belief in him ever, because he does have that weird kind of flat part in the middle of the season where he becomes regular and he has like 22 points or 20 points. And you're like, oh, this is a first round for this. But then he has these games where it's fucking almost 60 points. And you're like, this is why he's the only quarterback actually worth drafting in the first round.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anybody else that's close in the quarterback position.
Lamar's last season was his last season being a guy you could draft in the first round. And there had been 3 or 4 you couldn't be going into that one, then the Derrick Henry year, and now they're just back to who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, you're right. I can't think of anybody. Maybe Jalen Hurts, although he's also very strange. Very strange.
Because he doesn't pass the ball. You're lucky.
He gets all the tush pushes, and he's
right.
And
that's what I'm saying. The second they outlaw the tush push, which they will probably this next summer,
I bet you're right.
That his value goes through the floor.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. If they do it, his value drops considerably.
But Josh Allen is an absolute Hall of Fame fantasy god.
Yeah, 100%. That's what you're right. That's why people do it. You know, we used to be a group think that you take your quarterback late. You don't need to worry about that. There's so many good ones. And you know what? There are a lot of good ones, but there's only one Josh Allen. And that's, you got to go get that guy, and you got to get him early.
And you got to go high. If you don't get him first round, because he's not even going to make it to the end of the first round. Even if you're if you're on the corner, you're like, if he falls all the way to me at 10 or 20, he's not going to. He's not going to. I jumped and got him at 5.
Yeah.
And the guy who at 7 took Lamar and was pissed that I had taken, he thought he was safe at 7 getting Josh Allen.
Doesn't that make you feel so much better? Like when you know
totally, like exactly, he was never going to make it back around to me. It was 1,000% the right call.
I love.
But I then whiffed on all the rest. I've had to rebuild through the waiver wire primarily.
But thank God Josh is there to help with that.
Well, because he really was the only tradable piece, and I'm like, I built this whole season around him. I'm not giving him up.
Yeah, well, you know, now you've led into another. You just reminded me of Travion Henderson, who has come out again, is now fully established himself as badass RB1. Like, this is going to be the guy. I don't care when Ramondre comes back. I know Vrabel's going to do what Vrabel's going to do, but he sees it. He's not an idiot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever his thoughts were before. It's clear and obvious to everybody now that Travion Henderson is amazing. He had how many?
3 touchdowns.
3. Another. I mean, I
think he just scored another one right now. Yeah, no,
incredible.
It's so funny because I have Josh Allen and Travion Henderson, and those two carried, and the Baltimore defense. I'm telling you guys, if you aren't trying to win with defense, you are losing your games. Those are always the difference maker, just the extra that you need. 100%. Are you going to get 6 points from your defense, or are you going to get 16 points from your defense? Because those 10 points make a huge fucking difference.
It's all the world. It's the entire world. I mean, look, I don't want to go into the craziness, all right? But you won a game by 0.01 points.
Yeah.
That is, I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. I'm still in shock.
So I got to tell you about the end of that. I'm looking at this.
Wow.
And I'm like, and they pass it to Lamb. If Lamb catches that and goes in,
touchdown.
I'm up by 9-10 points. There's no way to stop me now. There's no way to stop me.
Yeah.
And knowing they still have to, come back with Bowers, he misses the ball. I'm down by a half a point. And I'm like,
wait. When he misses the ball,
yes.
I specifically thought of you. Joe Buck basically was talking to you. He was like, well, look at that. That's more points. He could have had more points, but instead he got no points. And I was like, oh my God. Greg is like, Joe. We all know it.
And I'm losing my mind. And I'm at the comedy club watching this, losing my mind. And I'm like, I know no one else cares about your fantasy team. Okay. The only people that care about your team are those in that league. They don't care about your team in another league. They don't care about anything else. If they're not in your league, they don't give a fuck about your fantasy team. But at this point, I'm going, guys, look, I'm at a half point here. So at that point, I just need Brock Bowers to get one reception. And boom. He got the reception and I'm up. I'm winning the fucking game. And I'm like, yes. And he got a couple of yards. So now I'm up by I guess like a point and a half. And I'm like, oh, I did it. I fucking did it. And then they turn the ball over. Yeah. Then they turn the ball over, right? And they decide that the Cowboys decide they're not going to try to do anything.
There's no reason.
Despite the amount of time, they decide.
Before the 2-minute warning?
Before the 2-minute warning, they're like, we're just going to kneel it down all 4 downs. And it begins to dawn on me. I have Dak Prescott, and every kneel down is a loss of 1 yard, which is a tick of 0.0.
Well, it depends on where he kneels down. I've seen Patrick Mahomes run backwards and kneel down.
And
then you lose all those yards. And that would, if he had moved one step before just kneeling straight down,
I lose.
That's it. That's it.
And so I'm watching this, right? And I know he has one more kneel down coming, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I could absolutely lose on this kneel down. I could absolutely lose on this kneel down.
A kneel down
because he did 4 in a row, and it ticked down each one, down tenths, hundreds of points. Okay, and then he kneels down, and I'm staring at it, and it clicks. And he had 4.3, and mine clicks to 4.44.
It was insane.
And I was
insane.
I mean,
and other people lost on those kneel downs. Like you didn't, but other people did. And you almost did. That's the harsh reality
of a point.
That's what is that? Is that tying your shoe? Like how do you get 100th of a point? Like, how do you do it? I don't know how you score 100th of a point.
Well, I think because yards are basically 100th of a point, right?
I guess that's true.
Because every 10 yards is a tenth of a point? Or is every 10 yards 1 yard?
Is a point, right?
Right. Okay, so every yard is a tenth of a point.
Is a tenth of a point.
Right.
So how do you get 100th?
If it's a yard and a half? I don't know.
If it's a tenth of a point for a yard, then a point is, it would be like,
I don't know. I just remember watching it click, and I was like,
it's an infinitesimal amount.
Of course, and you even mentioned it. I'm like, that's all I'm thinking about. Stat correction. One stat correction away. No, I want that. I even woke up this morning, was like,
please God, yeah.
I'm like, it's still there. It's still there. So I guess it counts now.
Yeah, it's official. Tuesday is the stat correction day. It's funny. My name is Stat Correction in the other league because I lost my first pick on a stat correction that I didn't know about until the
start of the season.
Was about to start. I was like, "What?" I went in the whole time practicing with the first pick, doing 100 mock drafts. All of it was wrong.
Which, by the way, brings us to another major storyline. Okay, this ties in. This ties in because Jamar Chase went out there and spit on Jalen Ramsey and then lied. Just straight up.
He's still lying.
He's still no, I didn't do it. Like,
appealing it. He's appealing
it as if he didn't do it, which is just, okay, the Jamar Chase meltdown. Okay, think about all the people you got saved from drafting him, because rather than be first, you wound up second. He took first. He took Jamar Chase, which left you with Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Who's blowing it up. So,
and with Drake out, anyway, it's going to be another
thing. Saved your life.
Yes, he definitely helped tremendously.
And that's what I'm saying. And sometimes
a giant help.
That first pick is such a curse because all the risk is on you. All the risk is on you. You could have anybody. And it's so easy to choose wrong because you're the first pick and you have all available choices. And so many people took Jamar Chase first, especially after that preseason.
Well, he was the consensus,
Yeah. And they had a beautiful preseason where they played Burrow early. Everything looked.
Yeah, wouldn't you have taken him first?
Probably
we talked
not.
about Bijan, Saquon, Gibbs, and Chase.
Yeah.
Those are the four I remember being in the conversation in the summer. And if I had gotten the first, I would have taken Chase personally.
I wouldn't have, because I'm adverse to wide receivers overall. Number one, I've been burned, so I wouldn't. I would have gone Bijan or Gibbs for sure.
I don't know who said it, but someone said, and I think it's pretty smart. They said you don't win your league at the draft, but you could lose it. If you F up that first pick. If you took Christian McCaffrey last or 2 seasons ago, whatever, with that 101, and everyone, and you said it ahead of time. You're like, oh, he's suddenly not healthy. I don't draft injured players.
Yeah.
And you said don't draft him, and everyone's like, oh, he'll be fine. You're overreacting, and he played what? 3 games or 2?
Maybe 3 came back for another half. Like I knew it. I was like, that's why we would say this year. Maybe this is his on year that he's back, and it has been so far.
So a couple other things, just real quick. Sean Tucker, we got to mention his performance.
That was the next on my list. Is Sean Tucker for real? Which brings me to another good point. Once again, I managed to sniff out the bagel and start it over Sean Tucker. This is why I hate seeing the projections next to the names, because I had Sean in all week long. I had chosen him. I had made my case to myself. I was like, no, I believe in this choice. He's definitely taking over the backfield in the interim. This is the moment for Sean Tucker. And then we get there Sunday morning, and I'm looking at the projections, and you got Johnson with a 13-point projection.
Wait, which Johnston?
Quentin Johnson.
Oh, 0 point.
I had him and Tucker sitting on like a 7.5-point projection. And I'm like, Greg, you're doing that thing where you're throwing an early Hail Mary. Just stick with the guy that is consistent. And I had to sit there and watch Sean Tucker score 3 times. And Quentin Johnston got nothing.
Yeah, man. You know what? I would like to ask you, who are the real Los Angeles Chargers? Like, what is that?
That is the next question. Who is this team? What did you see the press conference by Harbaugh?
No, but I bet it was awesome. He's so awesome in those.
Yeah. He looked like a dad who just watched his son get beat up on the playground after he tried to teach him how to fight and all this stuff. He's like, you got him, get out there. Stop. You know what? I'm pulling my son. I'm pulling him.
Throwing the towel.
He pulled Herbert.
And you know how much he loves Herbert.
That's the he loves him so much, he pulled him.
He was getting his ass kicked. He needs a line. That it's not all Herbert's. Dude, it is bad. That offensive line is trash.
Yeah.
And it is clearly a problem.
Yeah.
That can be exploited.
Yeah, but I think the Josh Hines Allen guy had like a record number of sacks.
He's so good. He
really is. He's a monster, but he doesn't seem to be there every game. It's like he either has a monstrous game or you didn't even know he was playing.
You know what? I think he does, though. I think he's one of those players that affects every play, though. Like, he may not get the stats, but without him, that guy wouldn't have got the sack.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I can see that being true, too, but it just
feels like that with him.
It just seems like he just disappears a lot of games. He's either the star or he's not even playing.
It's messed up, though, right, that he had to change his name because Josh Allen was getting all... He's
a fantasy god, is a fucking... Yeah,
it sucks. He could have been... Anyway, but Hines Allen it is. What about Kenneth Gainwell? While Warren was active and healthy, like before he was injured, Kenneth Gainwell really stepped up and looked pretty fantastic.
Well, he's done that. He did that at Philly too. I mean, he's one of those guys that they just don't believe in for one reason or another. You know?
Well, they better start believing.
Well, they're going to have to now.
Yeah, true that. And how about Big
And
Shell Tootin? In that same game, how about this guy? What the hell? Where's he? I mean, we've been, at the beginning, he had some flashes and we talked about him for a minute and then he was nothing. And all of a sudden he's back with a vengeance. And I'm wondering, was that a because ETN also looked good in the game.
That's what I'm saying. All he's really doing is ruining it for managers of both players, to be honest.
I guess so.
Because you're like, do I play him? Then you play him, he doesn't do nothing. Then you don't play him and he gets you 2 touchdowns. Like he's one of those problematic backfield situations where you right. Don't know. And that's what I felt about Tucker. I'm like, Rachaad White is still supposed to be the big guy, and then he wasn't. So
no, I think Rachaad I think he might be kind of a backup now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's going to be a bruiser for anybody, a starter for anybody.
Now, I'll tell you something I think we saw, and I don't think it's anything that's really usable for this season, but I think for Dynasty, it's relevant. And I think we did see that the future of the Jets wide receiving core is going to be Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie. It's going to be Mitchell and Mechie. They came out there. They easily outperformed the other no-names that were filling in. I feel like the Garrett Wilson era is ending. I think the future is going to be Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie, and I think we saw the first start of it. I mean, they got to go out and get a quarterback at the draft. They got a lot of things to do, but I think that in terms of the Aaron Glenn vision, I think it's going to be Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie.
I got to give you some props, man. Calling out Mechie way early like that too, and then for him to immediately do more than he did more than he's ever done in his career.
Yeah, he got a touchdown.
We were right. Yeah, about him having cancer too. I knew one of these guys, but I love that too. Like whenever it's something like that, you got to love a
big comeback
story.
I think these two guys are going to be the new wide receiving tandem for the Jets going forward.
He's certainly somebody to put on your radar. I think absolutely right now, he's probably already mostly gone in Dynasty. I think
they probably both are gone in Dynasty. But if for some reason somebody isn't paying attention, I think that's the future of the Jets wide receiving core right there. It's going to be Mitchell and Mechie.
I agree with you.
Okay, now here's a subject we love to harp on. That fucking Spain game between Washington and Miami, and they both get down there. Tied game. One gets down there on the far. Oh, you get a field goal. What you got to do? Kick a field goal. You win the game. And they go for it on 4th down. Don't get it. The other team goes all the way back down the field. All they need is a field goal. They go for it.
What is wrong with everybody? Why won't anybody kick a field goal anymore?
My fucking father-in-law, excuse my language, my father-in-law texts me and he's like, is this game rigged?
Yeah, I feel like they all are now.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they were like, no, we want overtime. Fucking just go for it on all 4 downs, and then we need more. We got to give these Spanish people their money's worth,
right? Yeah, we got to get their pesos worth. Is that what it is?
Yeah, get their pesos worth exactly. Now, of course, Chris Rodriguez took over the backfield because I dropped him. The second
I told you this guy was going to be the one.
No, you did, and that's why I picked him up to begin with. But I had to let somebody go.
Well, he's on bye this week, so I think he is a guy that you could go grab sneakily.
I think so, sneakily, because he'll be down at the bottom with no point projection.
Anyway, sorry I jumped.
I agree with that, and I thought the same thing.
Yep. He does look pretty good. I think.
You know what though? Here's the thing. He looked good in the first half, and then they started doing the Washington thing, and they brought in McCroskey, Gorey, and then they brought in McNichols, and then you didn't even see Rodriguez again. Then after this monstrous first half, you never saw him.
I don't understand why people do that. It's like you see it's working. A lot of coaches say they stick with the hot hand. Right. And that also bothers me, when it's not my guy's hand that's hot,
right. Totally.
It sucks. But at least it makes sense. Of course, you stick with the hot hand. Well, why would I put in your guy when this guy is killing it? He's doing great. So I'm just going to roll with the hot hand. Fine. I understand it. But why would you cool the hot hand? I don't understand.
It's like, you're too hot. Sit down. We're going to put in these cold guys right here.
What is that?
I know it makes no sense, but they just can't help themselves. And that's the real downside. It's the reason why Rodriguez, why they're all on the wire, because they start getting hot. And then when the opportunities come, they're like, great, sit down over there. Rando, get in. And it seems like that is not going to stop. That is
I wonder,
definitely the way they see this going.
Do you think that they're trying to like audition some of these guys to trade to other or like what something like that? Like, do you
I
think
have
there's
no
anything
idea.
like that? I'm trying to
Just,
think of a reason. I can't.
I think they're in there
else.
trying anything because Jaden Daniels is out all the time.
Yeah, that sucks. What did you think of Brock Purdy and Kittle? They looked pretty nice. I think Purdy looked pretty good. Like
Brock Purdy looked 100% back. Ricky Pearsall, not so much.
Not yet. Not ready. Not ready for.
Not ready yet. Not. But
I'm not worried about Ricky. I certainly wouldn't drop him. I think he's.
Right. He needs to get back into game shape. He needs to run a couple games. That's all. But Purdy looked. Well, Purdy looked like a man who'd been watching another man bang his wife real well for 5 weeks.
Got a little cucked, did he?
Got a little cucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's enough to put a fire under you.
Boy, he was playing like a man possessed. I loved it.
Okay. Speaking of playing like a man possessed, I think that they need to PED test Mark Andrews. After the fake tush push rollout run, he ran at the speed of light. That old slow busted dude went so. Did you see him go like he was gone?
He was out in the open. He saw nothing but green grass. Adrenaline kicked in
so fast. I was like, dude, I didn't know he could hit whatever mile an hour. He was. He needs to be tested.
He rarely runs without contact.
You know what? That is also a pretty good point.
This is the first time he ran uncontacted. Usually it's Kaplowy that he's got to try and find something.
I personally haven't seen him look that fast since 2019. But, I do hear what you're saying. I'd like to talk about that play a little bit, though. I think it was awesome.
It was brilliant.
The fake tush push.
The fake tush push.
Roll it out. It could have gone the other way easily. Right.
Which actually makes the tush push even more indefensible because now you can't commit all your resources to the line. You have to commit some outside people just to make sure they can't do that.
Yeah. Hard. It's a hard play to stop.
It's a very hard play to start.
Both ways.
Now, are the Jags good?
You know what, man? That beautiful idiot over there, sometimes he's almost like a savant. You know what I mean? Like every now and then he just like hones in, it's all perfect. And I'm like, whoa, where did you come from? Who is this guy?
And when a guy that looks like that does that, they're like, open the checkbook, give him another $100 million.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. And
I will say this. I think they're only good at home. They're garbage on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jacoby Myers is startable going forward.
Oh, absolutely.
He is definitely, easily the only real guy they got, and they went to him, and I think it's just starting. I think he's going to have a nice little run. Just him.
Yeah.
In fantasy down the stretch, I think Jacoby might be
so
in
not
line
Parker.
for a little
We're
bit
done
of a
with Parker. We're out.
I think he's going to take it away from Parker.
You think?
Yeah.
I think he's had him. Plus, I think Parker didn't he get a little banged up?
I think he did, but I think he's going to take it. I think it's going to become the Jacoby Myers show here going forward.
Well, you know what? He is a giant target.
I was going to say,
he's a big person. He's an easy to spot guy. These big guys that, like Drake London, DK Metcalf. I don't know why DK isn't getting more, but he's a big target. So he's easy to spot. And he's got so much experience and he's got great hands. And, there's obviously a connection when the quarterback knows where he's going to go and you could throw it a little bit early, that little, like I can kind of read his mind and know where he's going to maybe break a route off or something. Sometimes it's just instant and it's there. And sometimes it's like him and Brian Thomas Jr., where there's none of that.
That's what I'm saying. Brian Thomas Jr. has basically all the same attributes, but there's no chemistry.
And younger.
Yeah, and there's no chemistry between him. And clearly you can have chemistry with him. Parker Washington found some chemistry with him. Jacoby Myers is finding some chemistry with him. Yeah. So whatever it is between these two, it's not good and it's never going to be good.
Well, I wouldn't say never, but it certainly doesn't feel like it will right now. Never say never, but boy, It doesn't feel so good. I have a feeling he'll probably trade that guy.
Going into this week, of course, we had another come on guy.
Coming on guy.
Coming on guy.
There it is.
Coming on guy. I mean, he
guy.
just is such a cock tease because Swift gets all the volume, and then all of a sudden he comes in and gets a touchdown, and it's like you can't start him based on that, but he keeps doing it, and it's like
you can start him.
I was going to say you almost have to, so that you're at least there when it happens. I don't know.
I think you know what he is. He's Devin Singletary. Tyrone Tracy does all the hard work, and then at the end, they're like, "Hey, Devin, go in and get."
Terry, go get 2 touchdowns. Go take 2 touchdowns away from the guy that just earned it.
You know, you're right. Tracy did all the tough running. You know, give him at least an opportunity. They didn't even give him a chance.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm like, I have both Singletary and Manungai, and I'm like, I don't know which one of you guys do. I'm like,
boy, talk about Sophie's too. I don't know.
Forget it. I'm going with Tez Johnson. Oh, I did it again.
What happened to 2 touchdown Tez? Where did he go?
My God. Well, he's a guy just like these guys.
Very
limited opportunity, but massive upside, and you just don't know when it's going to hit.
But man, you'd think after 2 touchdowns, you would think. Anyway, that was crazy.
I don't know if you noticed, but it's beginning to feel a lot like Darnold.
Seeing ghosts of
Darnold's turning back into Darnold. He's looking super Darnoldy, doing Darnoldy things.
Yeah.
Is he just having a blip, or is he turning back into a pumpkin?
Okay. I think it's just a blip, personally.
I think it's a pumpkin.
I hope it's just a blip.
I do too.
I think it's just a blip because he's had so much success.
You're right. And sometimes you just hit those lulls in the season, and you just need to. And are they on bye this week? Don't they get a break? And
no.
Did they have their? Did they have their? I think they may have already had their bye week.
I'm going to see. I think they have.
I think they have too.
I'll look it up while you. What else you got for us?
I'll tell you what. He needs a fucking bye week. Excuse my language. He needs a bye week. And another question that I think is
Colts and the Saints. It's the Colts and the Saints, and that's it. Oh wait, no, that was not last week. That's week 11. Sorry. Week
Seattle.
12.
Darnold, week 12. Now, this is a question that I think is a very fair question to ask.
Yes. What do you got?
Are we witnessing the end of the Kansas City dynasty? I mean, I know after the Patriots dynasty, which lasted 20 years, okay, the idea
sucked.
It was unbelievable. It wasn't even a dynasty; it was an era. It was a. I mean, the whole it was a it was
epoch,
2 generations.
if you will.
It was an epic epoch. It was absolutely. It was an enormous amount of time, but most dynasties do only last 3, 4, 5 seasons, and because they just get picked apart, the talent, the coaches, all the smaller players that contribute, all injuries, trades, things happen, and pretty soon they're not the same team. I mean, really, we're literally just looking at Mahomes and the remains of Kelsey and Hunt, and that's about it. Well,
that for sure needs to change. The running back situation needs to change.
We're past the trade deadline. They made no moves.
I can't believe that. That really was. You said that might be the reason, or will. Actually, you didn't say might. You said it will be the reason that they will not win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. And it seems very clear. And that other guy, Chris Jones, he looking old. He's looking real old out there. He does not have the push that he used to have.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. And when he does, he needs like 2 plays off to catch his breath.
He's like he's looking a little Calais Campbell-y.
Yeah, he's getting up there. So I think we might be witnessing the end of the KC dynasty.
I mean, anything is possible, right? I am reticent to say immediately or to say this is the beginning of the end. When you've got a great organization, from management to the coach, there are ways to to fix and to plug holes that other teams either don't have or just don't have the right people in charge making the right calls, that just don't have the right talent picking the people and making the moves for the organization. I still think Patrick Mahomes is fantastic, and I still think that he is an
No,
elite
absolutely. But I
quarterback,
mean,
right?
even Joe Montana and the Niners, 4 years and then decline. The Cowboys with Aikman, 4 years and then decline. I mean,
Mm,
I mean, last year was the fifth year, sixth year of it, so this might be the end of the dynasty.
it certainly might be. They need to, like, look, you're right. Kelsey, this is definitely
His
his
last
last
ride.
year,
He's going to get
last
married
year.
after this and ride into his next
And
adventures.
Ryden, yeah,
Totally. He'll be on Sunday morning shows and
dude,
having fun and doing his
living his best
podcast.
life ever.
Oh,
Like, he's a
absolutely.
Super Bowl winner like 2 times over, or three, however many times over, and he still is about to go live his best life. That's a lucky dude. That's a
It's a
guy
charmed
whose
life,
life
pretty charmed life right there.
I'd like to come back as him. If there's such a thing as
I just
reincarnation.
want to smell his wiener.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh, now these
They may
next
as well
two,
say fuck.
these
You know what
next
I mean?
two questions are kind of tied together.
What do you got?
Okay.
Yeah,
Can Philly keep winning this way, which is without scoring on offense?
Mhm.
And to that end, will this new, revamped, recharged Dallas team be the test this Sunday?
So, okay, two questions. The first one is probably they can, because the defense is really, really good, and
Yes.
and it can make up for a lot of
Because
mistakes.
the
Or
offense can't score.
it's been weird. They're a weird team. I don't know how to diagnose yet. I clearly AJ Brown. This is probably his last year with them.
Without question.
All the
There's
vibes are
no way that,
bad.
and it's not even him wanting to be gone. There's no way they put up with this for another season.
I don't believe I could.
Yeah.
If I was Nick either. And he's probably still worth some money. Like something in a trade. But yeah, I don't know what they are now. As far as the second part of your question, or the second question rather, the is Dallas, the revamp, blah blah blah. Look, man, I I love the Cowboys, okay, but it was the Raiders. Let's not get too crazy. You know what I mean? We're really good at beating really bad teams. And then when we get any kind of, potential. Now, granted, the Green Bay Packer game, that one was real. And we didn't win it either. Okay. We didn't lose it, but we didn't win it. But that was the only one. And then Denver made us look stupid. Arizona made us look like dummies. We lost to Carolina. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't.
Well, I think what we
I
can
don't know.
definitively say is the Raiders have just turned into another Vegas hooker.
Oh God, yeah.
That anyone can score on, and it seems great, but then you got to go back to your real life with real problems and
Right.
real obstacles.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
About them facing Philly this week. Is Dallas? I mean, yeah, they got banged in Vegas, and they're feeling like
Feel great. Went out
Yeah.
there, banged a hooker, feel like themselves again. Fuck yeah.
But now, I don't know. I will say this. There's two takeaways from the game that I want to mention now that we're talking about it. Is Jadeveon Clowney actually is pretty good still, and is played great, I thought. He was really doing a good job.
I think it helps when he has a great supporting cast too, because he's so old, he just can't do it on his own. But when all the pressure's off him, he can be great.
Well, I made fun of Jerry for this. I was like, oh, great. Why don't you go get, somebody
because
who's dead?
He was hoping he wouldn't have to go get a Williams or those other or Logan Wilson. He was hoping that Clowney would be that stopgap, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, no, this guy's old as hell. The guy's old as dirt. We got to get some real talent in here."
Well, I was impressed. He looked great. I thought, especially for his age. I'm not saying he's going to go and set the world on fire, but I thought he played pretty well, and he really helped the defense. And our defense was, they scored 22, 23 points fantasy wise. You said sneaky defense as you fixed your Dallas cap.
That's right.
Trying to get a
Called
little
it.
hint, a little
Called
Easter
it.
egg.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely nailed it. You're like, oh, the worst defense in the league. Start them this week. Why? Gino, right? I mean, he's no good.
Yeah.
Why are they not letting Genty rush on the Cowboys who let everybody score on the ground?
Well, they tried and it cost him a safety.
No, they didn't. He had 7 rushing attempts. They threw it to him.
Yes, because that's the best way to get him in space. Every time they hand him the ball, he dies at the line because their line is garbage.
Yeah, their line isn't very good.
So they are.
I was surprised they didn't.
That's
keep
why
trying.
they keep throwing it to him. Like, just get in the open space, and we'll just throw it to you. It's his best. It's the only way the guy can generate any fucking yardage.
Well, I was surprised against the Cowboys that it didn't work because we're pretty good at that. But you know what? That Quinton Williams did make a difference as well. He had a sack, and boy, did you realize that he was as fat as he is? I thought he was. I have
always recognized that about him.
I thought he was more Aaron Donald.
No.
He's not.
He's one of those.
He's
more.
Fat guy.
He's closer like the Warren Sapp. Just like
Sexy
really
Dexy.
Right, yeah. like fat, but incredibly agile.
Oh, and super athletic.
Yeah,
but, I didn't realize when he was doing his little dance.
Oh, yeah, no,
he's like, oh my god, look at that.
And that's why he's a run stuffer. You know, because he takes up a lot of space and moves that body real well, and all he's got to do is get a pinky on you, and you're going down. That's all he's got to get on you is this right here. That's how much of a man he is.
He's pretty strong, dude, and he looked good. Our defense was vastly improved. I thought Deron Bland played great as well in this game. He's sometimes hit or miss. But there was.
Well, I think Deron Bland needed time to get back into game shape as well. And I think he's finally beginning to turn that corner. It usually takes 3 games. It usually takes 3 games off of a long-term injury to really begin to feel like yourself on that field. I think we've seen that enough times to know that that's just the way it is. They may be in shape, they're not in game shape.
So that's probably a big factor in seeing the difference between when he started and now, because he does look vastly improved. But I
knew that when he first came back. I'm like, he's not used to reading dudes. He's not used to reacting to their move. He needs a few games to find that again. His body, right?
You don't trust your body, so you're not making those cuts like you would or whatever because you're afraid. And then after you get a little more confidence, you're like, okay,
right. And then about 3 games in, you're like, you know what? I feel like myself again. I know what I'm doing, and I think we saw that in full bloom this weekend.
Okay, so speaking of knowing what you're doing, what in the hell was Schottenheimer doing in the first series of that game? Sitting CeeDee Lamb and George.
Did you not hear about this?
No. What? I have no idea why they were on the bench. What did they do?
Because they went out on the Vegas Strip the night before.
Who do you think it was? You think it was Pickens got Lamb to do it, or you think Lamb got Pickens? I bet it was Pickens.
I bet Pickens totally talked Lamb into doing it. He probably was like, "Don't be a bitch. Come on, let's go."
Well, if that's the case, I would tell Coach, from now on, you force Pickens to go out every time. He played like a monster. He was amazing.
Amazing.
He did things that I was like, I stopped it, rewound it, and I was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
And Jerry Jones, he was like watching an opera or ballet, like a ballet. Yeah. Like, I mean, he was just shooting loads in his pick. He was feeling like such, but again, it's Vegas. It was the get right game we needed coming out of a bye and that horrible. It was, but that's like, here they are being all emotional over Nealon, and they're like, totally, we miss our brother, but we also don't want to miss these lap dances over here. So,
oh my God,
for Nealon, he would want us to go get these lap dances. Okay.
I mean, his whole name was Nealon. I mean,
he wants to lay his Nealon for the rest of this of this game. Yeah, that's why they were on the bench, because they got busted breaking curfew, going out there and hitting the Strip.
Well,
or at least that's what I heard in the rounds today.
I did not know, so I'm glad to hear it. And it makes sense. You're there, feet on the ground, like boots on the ground.
I heard it on. I think it was one of the Sirius XM sports shows.
Did you happen to see Jerry during the national anthem with his hand on his heart? Did you happen to see it?
No.
I'm telling you, man. Google an image. This is what it looked like. I I was like, wow, dude.
He is fully transitioned into
What-
Mr. Burns.
What is that? What is this? What is this?
That's when you're being propped alive by pure evil.
And somebody missed a string. They didn't. It broke. A string broke.
Yeah, someone, an assistant came by and he was like, "Please put my hand over my heart. Thank you."
It was so bad. Anyway, the only other thing I want to say is I think that the Cowboys have their own Kyle Juszczyk. Hunter Lipke is cool and fun, and I like him. And I hope that we use him more.
Well, he is not new.
Well, we're using him more. But he's like
I think he was, symptomatic of that game. I think it was just there was plenty of opportunity to use him, and
he looks great.
I mean, listen, he's not new to us. We've had him for a couple of seasons. He has a game like this every year. We're like, oh, Lupke, that's right. But that's about it. I wouldn't expect anything else from him going forward. Let's hit the waiver wire so we can get in and out of here.
All right, let's do this.
As far as quarterbacks, it's funny. When I was looking at this, Brock Purdy's out there.
Yeah.
On a lot of wires.
I looked it up myself because I wanted to see a Yahoo, 66% rostered. So
that's a lot of unrostered Brock Purdy for a guy who looked pretty amazing this past week, and might really be back. So
100%.
Grab a slice of that if you're in trouble. Bryce Young seems to be turning himself into some kind of a player.
So Bryce Young and Tedderell McMillan was the other thing we didn't talk about.
We did.
That was amazing as well. Wow. Both of them crazy, fantastic.
But
yes,
Ted did
Bryce Young, guess how much
from my guy Darnold, but it was just that game. Darnold wasn't getting in, but Ted was.
What percentage do you think Bryce Young is rostered?
Ooh, I'm going to say 6%.
More than that.
Okay.
It's double digits.
Okay, 16%.
14%.
There you go. Yeah.
But guess how much Jacoby Brissett is rostered?
56%.
35.
Oh, right. So
double.
Yeah,
over double. Yeah. Well, I mean, 14 and 14 is 28. So it's over that. He's 35, but he's only played 2 games. Bryce has played the whole year.
Well, and that's the problem. Bryce has had a lot more negative tape than positive tape. Whereas Brissett came out positive, and people hope that trend continues, and it hasn't.
What do you mean it hasn't?
Well, I mean, I guess it did this.
435 yards, 3 times. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? I started him. He's great. I'm starting him again. I'm going to keep starting him. I'm going to keep starting him.
Yeah, sure. I guess he's good. The Cardinals stink.
Correct.
Also out there now, guys, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Time to pick up some shares of Cousins. Penix is not coming back.
On IR.
Kirk is still he's one of those guys that is going to have a 4-touchdown game, a 4-interception game. But you know what? He's quite serviceable.
Yeah, I did not look up how percent rostered he is, but my guess is it's a little over the next guy that I'm going to ask you. Would you play a 2% rostered quarterback for a hero call against Vegas? And by that, I mean Sheduer Sanders. Are you going to take a shot against Vegas with Sheduer if he starts?
In daily.
Yeah, DFS.
DFS is where gambles like that need to go. True, you don't want to do that with your roster.
If you're a force, if you're
listen, if you're at a point where you need to start Sheduer Sanders, like there's no bright, then you're cooked anyway. So
if you're like Bryce Young or Sheduer Sanders,
Okay, so guess what percentage? What percentage rostered Kirk Cousin is in Yahoo leagues?
I'm gonna say 4%.
1%.
Yeah, let's say this guy is rostered less than Sheduer. Wow. But
it's 99% availability.
Yeah. Wow.
And he is now the starting quarterback of a very talented, even though Drake London is probably not.
I was going to say, but missing their
stars. But missing Drake London, but they still have Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Kyle Pitts, and Darnell Mooney. I mean, they still have pieces, and he already knows them. He already knows all of them. So
he actually did really well with Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, he did. He made Darnell very relevant
connection.
again.
They had
And
a good
he's now
connection.
de facto wide receiver one. So moving on to wide receivers, you got to
Right.
talk Darnell Mooney. Him and Trey Tucker have both moved into wide receiver one positions. They're not on good teams, but they're wide receiver ones. They're going to see opportunity.
Well, Michael Wilson is still out there. You saw what happened. I don't know if Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to come back from his appendicitis surgery or whatever, appendectomy, if he's going to come back this week or not. But my God, Michael Wilson had 185 yards and 15 receptions on 18 targets. It was like the Flacco to Chase. It was like, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. It kept working. For some reason, they just couldn't stop anybody. But is he somebody that you look at, Michael Wilson? He's out there. Would you rather have him?
Somebody can. I'm not going to stop. I wouldn't, but I mean, you can.
What if there's no Marvin Harrison Jr., guaranteed, and you saw what he did last week with Jacoby? Would that help? 15 for 184?
I mean, you're acting like that's what's going to happen again. He's one of those guys that has, this is one of those guys that has the big game, then everybody goes and grabs him, wastes a bunch of fob, and then he goes out there and gets you 3 receptions on 7 targets for 16 yards.
I disagree. This was an opportunity ad because Harrison had to go out for this appendectomy. It was an opportunity ad because who else was he going to throw? Trey McBride and Michael Wilson. Those are the 2 guys. That was
Dortch.
And Dortch did get one. Dortch looked pretty good too, but
I'm just saying you're not going to see this you're not going to see this kind of production out of any of them necessarily going forward. You're acting like it's a lock that he's going to keep throwing it a million times.
I didn't. I'm not acting like that.
I said, people can go out there. I mean, this is one of those games. This is one of those games that gets
I did not say it was a lock. Why are you putting? No, I did not say it was a lock.
I don't know. You keep going. I don't know. 585 fucking.
Right. No, that's not. I'm
saying I hear you, and I'm saying that's last week's production, and last week's production isn't this week's production.
Correct.
And if you saw it,
last week's production,
who else saw it?
Right. I get you. But what I'm saying is last week's production was based on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s absence. And if it happens again, there is an opportunity again. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying he's a must-add or whatever.
Listen, I get that. He's on the wire. You can get him totally. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I wouldn't pick him up because to me, he's one of those one-game wonders. We see this a lot. I don't see it as highly repeatable, even if he's not in there. I just think the defenses are going to tighten up on him quite a bit. He ain't going to surprise nobody next week.
Well, we told you last week to go get Alec Pierce and Josh Downs and all these players while they're on bye. Well, now they're not on bye. You're going to have to pay. If Alec is gone, are you interested in Josh Downs? They're playing Kansas City this week. So this particular week is pretty, not
and they're playing in Kansas City.
Yeah, which is not great.
Getting them outdoors
getting
them outdoors has proven to be a problem already. I hate for them to be so cliche, but you get them outdoors and they
feels like it's a perfect opportunity for Jonathan Taylor. It's a Jonathan Taylor game. Take over, just take over and do your thing.
He has to because the rest of the team falls apart in the cold.
But are you interested in Josh Downs or somebody like a Chris Godwin, maybe if he's coming back, or any of those Green Bay receivers? Seriously, Christian Watson, if he is still out there, I think he is,
and he is quite a bit. But see, even Christian Watson again, he has one good game. Then the next week, because I have Christian Watson, and I'm telling you, he does one good game, then he has a crap good game. This is what happens. So if you're picking him up based on last week's production, guess what? You're on the wrong side of the pendulum swing on this one.
Well, I'm also looking at they're playing. Who are they playing? Minnesota, whose defense has fallen apart.
Well, they've been hit and miss.
They're not doing well for the receiving. They're not stopping the receiving, or really hit and miss. They've been more miss than hit lately.
This last week they missed. The week before that they hit. The week before that they missed.
This. Oh, by the way, it's the Broncos, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Commanders who are on bye this week.
Okay.
Just for the record, I know we were asking that, but let me look at the.
So Seattle is playing.
Yes, Seattle's in.
Okay.
I thought they were. Because I think, Sam Darnold's out there. We were talking about him as a possible.
Right.
Did we talk about him?
We were talking about how much he needs.
He's a streamer too. He's not rostered very much either. He might
be keeps sucking.
It's true. He had two bad ones. He's probably been dropped. He's
That's what I'm
probably a good
saying. I
bounce
feel like
back.
Darnold's turned back into Darnold.
Let me look at Minnesota's. Let's see their box score.
Now, moving on, other running backs that you can pick up
You
this
have no
week.
more. Hold on. You have no more wide receiver. We got Darnell Mooney. We got the Green Bay. What about any of those other Green Bay? What about Matthew Golden? Are we ever going to give this guy a chance? Or
Again, you can, but I don't know that they're. You're basically picking them up just and putting them on your bench to see if anything happens. These aren't guys that you got to go out and get because they're going to help you win.
Well, I'm talking about somebody you're going to play this week.
Well, exactly. Watson would be the one name
Chase,
that you might have that you could possibly get.
I think he would be for sure my number one on that team.
Because Golden, we haven't seen anything in the way of chemistry yet.
No, everyone keeps talking about it, but it's not happening.
Not yet.
It's like
not yet. Maybe
Burden
next season, but his rookie season
has
been pretty much a bust.
Yep. Now, what about Xavier Legette? He's coming on pretty strong. Coming on strong.
You've been trying to sell me Xavier Legette.
I'm asking,
is he last season?
Is he worth a pickup?
No.
You talked about him this season.
Not yet. I need to see more.
Not yet.
Again, this game is also an anomaly. Him with the 400 yards and hitting everybody. But it's an anomaly. It's the one game. He's not going to do that again next week. Next week, he'll float back down to earth.
Okay. All right. Was just curious. All right. Now let's hear. Well, we know Emanuel Wilson, but obvious. But what else?
Emanuel Wilson, Kenneth Gainwell, and for some reason, this weird toxic relationship between Michael Carter and the Arizona Cardinals will not end or go away. And DeMarcado's banged up now. And so with him out of the picture, it's, Carter, Knight and Carter. I mean, one of them's going to have a decent game. I don't know which.
I think I'd rather have Bam if I was going to have one of them. What about you?
I would probably go Michael Carter based on last week's results.
But those were last week's results.
That's what I'm saying.
Once told me last week's result that you're on the wrong side. If you're thinking about last week, you got.
That's what I'm saying, but it's based on. That's what I'm saying, but it's only based on that. I got nothing else with these two.
Okay, so that's fair. So at least you're saying it. Okay. What about Singletary? Still out there, you guys? He's out there. Singletary, 21% rostered. He's scoring touchdowns. He's getting all the goal line work. He's like on the nun guy. I don't know. Come on, guy. I don't know how. I don't know how rostered he is, but these are guys that maybe they're better than, Rashad White or Sean Tucker is still out there. Is he going to do it again based on last week? If you base everything on last week, then sure he's a smash play. They're playing the Rams. The Rams pretty good. And he's only 28% rostered. So there's some guys out there that I think
with Sean Tucker, I specifically feel like if you didn't play him last week, you missed the window. That was the wave. That was it. That was the big game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he's got another one coming.
There's no news on Bucky Irving. Just like Omari and Hampton.
Every week he's questionable and then he doesn't play. And it's annoying because I can't replace anybody on my team because I have him in IR and I have to drop somebody to pull him out. So if I
you're not going to do it,
and if I don't do it, then I can't hit the waiver. So
then you got to wait for the leftovers.
Yeah,
which is what you got to do with doubtful Drake London.
Yep,
just sucks. And of course, Jamar Chase, he's suspended, so that doesn't get to go in IR. It shouldn't because you're not injured. You screwed up. But you can't put them in IR either. It just sucks.
Any more running backs?
So we got Big Shell Tootin. We talked about him a little bit. And if you don't need one, go grab all the backup. Go find a good back. Get Brian Robinson Jr., get Tank Bigsby, get Blake Corum, get all of those big name. The guys that are just going to be smash plays if it happens. We talked about Tyrone Tracy and Emanuel Wilson before they got to where they are now. And now Tyrone's number one, and Emmanuel's about to be number one for who knows how long on a team that really needs running backs, and he's pretty good. I think he's going to want to make the most of his opportunity as well. I think he'll be he's going to play awesome this week.
Well, he's the bell of the ball on the waiver wire this week anyway. Everybody does that.
Sure.
Okay, moving on. Tight ends.
Yeah.
I listen.
Oh wait, sorry, Chris Rodriguez. Don't forget he's on bye, but still, if you need you to stash, maybe you could put him on your bench. Go.
Yes, but again, they're going to continue to play that 3-ring circus
and
fuck with your life and make you.
They might.
But he's clearly is their best.
Yep.
Now, I listen, man, tight ends. I love this Darnell Washington guy.
How many pounds is that man?
That guy is like 430 pounds.
What in the world?
He's 6'7". He's
It's
just a monster.
sumo
And
wrestling.
watching him throwing dudes around, I don't know why they just don't give it to him every play. It's like they have their own Derrick Henry. Just give him the ball and let him run people over. Like, it's unreal. Listen, I want to grab a couple shares of him somewhere. I'm a fan. I hope they use him more. They got Mason taking over this week.
I was just going to say, is Mason already in for sure? I don't know. They said
that's the thing. He may not be, because they also Will Howard. I understand they may want to give some reps to. So you can't. Okay. It is not a shoo-in that it's going to be Mason, whatever, Mason Rudolph, because they could. They elevated Will Howard, and he's coming off a national championship. He's a guy they know what they have in Mason Rudolph. They don't know what they have in Will Howard, so they might give it to Will. It's a situation that has to be monitored before you go blowing any real money on it. Right. But I love Darnell Washington, and I just want them to use him more. And I think he might be a fun play.
Yeah, I agree. He's certainly fun to watch. I just that whole team is weird. And by the way, with Mason Rudolph. Did you happen to look at him? Did you see his face?
No.
Dude grew a mustache, and it's porn stash. And I tell you what, I looked up, saw his face inside the helmet. I said, "Oh my God, Pittsburgh is starting Freddie Mercury at quarterback. The dude looks exactly like Freddie Mercury. I'm telling you, man. Go look at it with his stash. I'm like, what the hell? Crazy." Rami Malek is out there going, "Hey, am I playing it?" Anyway.
Interesting.
It's just crazy.
I'll take a look.
Darnold Washington, I do think he's a fascinating thing. I don't know. I don't know
either, but I just want at least a couple slices of him. I want a couple slices of him.
I mean, he's fun. He's certainly fun to watch. I don't know. I think he'd be more of a DFS play. I think I'd rather have Jonnu Smith or Freiermuth on that same team, but for sure, fun to watch. Hunter Henry is 78% rostered, so he's available in 20.
It's like a lot of these guys, like AJ Barner is widely available as well.
And versus Tennessee, great matchup. That's I would say.
Yeah, I put him back on my list. Right, I'm like, it's a good week for AJ Barner. So
and then you got Fannin and Njoku, who are both. So Fannin's 40% rostered, and Njoku's 58% rostered. They're both out there, they're playing against Vegas.
Well, and they're probably going to have Sheduer as their quarterback. So honestly, though, here's the problem.
You don't know which one.
You just don't know what he's going to do. He may focus squarely on Judy. We just don't know. Well, he's not afraid to push the ball. He's not afraid to get it down the field. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if he made a point of trying to get the ball to Judy, but they seem to always fall back on Njoku.
Yeah, they do. And I would.
Well, he's 4 feet wide.
Yeah, he's a giant target. He's just the house. Just throw it. I would do the same thing.
Can you hit the side of that barn that's running through the back of the end zone? That's it.
That's
there him. There he goes.
Go that way. What about defenses? It's funny. There's a couple of crazy ones, right? Let's. I think people are getting Vegas right now.
Vegas, because they have Cleveland coming up.
New Orleans.
Is it New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans. Oh no, Cleveland. Excuse me, Vegas.
Right.
Cleveland.
It's because they have Vegas coming up, and they assume that Max Crosby is going to eat Sheduer Sanders for lunch.
It was New Orleans is playing Cousins, so people are picking up both of those. They're picking up New Orleans versus Cousins,
and Atlanta.
They're picking up Vegas, right?
Sorry. Oh, right.
And Vegas versus Cleveland.
Right. And also, the Lions wound up on the wire a lot because of their bye week.
Yeah.
And they've got a very good matchup coming up. I forgot who it's against, but I know it's a very plus matchup. So you definitely want to get a slice of them if they wound up on the wire. And same with Jacksonville. But
they're playing the Giants. They're playing the Giants.
That's what it is. They're playing the Giants. Although Jackson Dart might be back, but again, they're just so depleted.
He's still in concussion protocol. He looked totally fine. Like, I know that you can't see a concussion, but he was running around and jumping around. Like,
what the hell is Scadaboo doing at WWE? It's like, isn't your leg still broken? What are you doing at a being in a wrestling match while you're
Was
on
he really?
IR?
He was in a wrestling. Okay. I'm
Bro, he
sure
was
that.
in the scene and they came out and they like face each other
Okay.
off and they start pushing and shoving. And
Oh
like,
my God.
and also what's his name? Andrew Schultz was in the group. Like, what the hell?
And who's Andrew
He's
Schultz?
a comedian.
He was in this
Like
WWE
the
thing with
group with
Scadaboo?
Cam Scadaboo and like one of the other
What is
like
comedian?
another football player, and they come out, they're like trying to get in the face of all the wrestlers, and then like pushing and shoving. That's about all I saw of it, but I was like, what the hell are you
That's really
doing?
weird. I'm definitely going to look that up. While you're looking up Freddie Mercury and
Yeah,
Mason Rudolph side by side, I'm going to look for that.
look up Cam
That's
Scadaboo
insane.
at WWE, and I'm like, why are
Unbelievable.
you up on your feet? Go heel.
Yeah, the world needs you. That's all I got, my
That's
friend.
all I got too, man. Listen, hit those waiver wires. We'll try and get some of this out before the end of the day. I got 2 shows tonight, and it's already 5 o'clock. But good stuff. Let's get the clips out at least. And
Yeah, you know I will.
we will definitely be back for the week 12. Oh God.
I know. 3 weeks till playoffs, baby.
It's just like
3 weeks.
I enjoy it so much and it goes so fast.
I know. I know.
Oh,
And it's
so
not like you
difficult.
can go and rewatch the good games and get the
Yeah.
same enjoyment.
It's
There's
all
not, you
about what's
can't.
coming. It's all about trying to predict the future and ride the
Yes.
wave,
Yeah.
and without that, I mean, it's like, all right, I guess I'm just watching them compete.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna just watch you compete, I'm just gonna watch the Cowboys.
Thank God for our playoff league. Like once
Yeah,
that started, I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Oh, because you get that withdrawal really quick. Like when it's
yeah,
over, it feels like postpartum. I imagine what postpartum would feel like. And then suddenly somebody came up with this great idea for a playoff league, and I
yes.
love it. Anyway, let's get this on the air and
Yes,
let's
let's do
get it
it.
going.
Great episode.
Go kill
Thank
it,
you all so very much for tuning in. This has been
Bert
the
and Rob. We're talking
week
to you.
11 recap of fantasy football harsh reality.